Welcome to episode 13 of the Bikini Besties podcast. I'm Lauren,
Kaylia.
Stephanie.
and today's episode is how to hire a prep coach. So we'll do a quick prep update, especially we have some big news, a post-show update from Kaylia, and then we'll dive in.
Yeah. So I just got back from Junior USA's, Charleston, South Carolina, and we won our class, Class D. And so we got to compete in the overall. At this show, you had to be top 4 in the overall to get your pro card. We missed it, but it's okay. We were 6th place in the overall. So, so we won our class, which is really, really big improvement for me. I did do Junior USA's in 2021 as my first national show when I first went to nationals, or had my first national season, and I placed 7th out of 14. And so, yeah, it's good to come back. And my goal, like I've talked about on this podcast before, and I've told people, was to just get in first call outs at a main national show. And so we did that. So we got in first call outs.
You did more than that. You
We
won.
won it.
Yeah.
Yes. So we accomplished that goal. And so I'm excited. I just feel like, okay, we're in the mix. We'll belong here at the top national level. And now we just got to do the little journey and fight to get into the pro league, to get the pro card. So feedback was front pose, perfect. Like everything's there. The look, it's there. It's just the back pose. I need more fullness to the glute, specifically the upper outer glute. So, yeah, we just need to be fuller in the glutes. That's always going to be my feedback. It's okay. I've accepted it.
I feel like it's a common
It is.
common feedback for just development overall, especially as you move up the ranks.
Yeah.
Especially upper outer for some reason.
Upper
Yeah.
outer. It's always upper
It's that
outer.
fullness
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
It's the shape.
That is what gives that appearance of that fuller, rounder glute. And so it makes sense. Yeah. So,
Yeah, so a little more focused improvement before your next go.
yeah. So, and it was a small show. There was, I think it was 54 open bikini competitors in the entire show. So it was small, and there was 9. How many in my class? 9? I think it was 9, something like that. So, yeah.
Yours was one of the bigger classes because I remember the classes before you were 5.
Yeah, a lot of them were 5,
Yeah,
6,
class
5.
C only had 3.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I think the class after you was pretty good size too.
Yeah, it was less than 10, I think, but in the 7 to 9 somewhere.
Yeah.
I think it was.
Yeah.
So I was class D, and class D and E I think were the
Too big.
larger-ish ones, and then the rest. Yeah. So
Yeah, and even being small, that overall was really competitive.
It
they
was
looked
super
good.
competitive.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
they looked
It was super
good. Yeah, they totally could. So I totally agree with the placing. They looked good. They were good competitors. They deserved it. And so it was a fun show. It was honestly, it was easy. I was super calm. I was calm. I was fine. I just I didn't really feel nervous at all. I just did my thing.
I felt
pumped
like
up.
you were glowing going into the show, just
Yes.
really happy. Sometimes you're a little quiet because you're busy traveling and stuff, but you just kept texting our group, just being
Yeah.
so excited, and that right there, for me, felt like such a huge win because you were really, really, truly proud of the physique you were bringing, and it showed. So regardless of pro card or no pro card, I think for what I saw, the big win was how proud you were of the glute development you did bring.
Yes.
Because it's such a huge improvement from years past, and
Yeah.
it
And
was
not
really cool
even-
to see.
And not even just the glute improvement. It's I'll probably give
Overall.
Cody pictures and maybe he can put these up to go with the podcast. But just the overall the polished look.
You keep
just
saying, I can't believe this is me.
I can't believe this is So because it's what's funny is for me all of us, we've got our competitors in the industry that we kind of look up to, or
Yeah.
we all do, no matter what level we are. And being an amateur in this in the sport and trying to work your way up at the national level, you've got those people you look up to, you've got those people you're oh, I want their look, I want that, I want to look like that kind of competitor on stage. And so that's always kind of the last 2 or 3 years in studying the sport has been my goal is to bring that look, and it's that polished, like, it factor look, like, from the makeup, the hair, the suit, the tan, the jewelry, like, the presence. Like, it's not just about, are you conditioned and have the muscle? It's like, do you have the look?
Yeah, everything came together. Even like down to your suit color, your hair, how your makeup was. Because there were little things. I don't remember which show it was before, but there was one show where you were like, I don't super love like
This
a little
and
thing about my makeup.
Yeah, I noticed like so this is my third show of the season, and so I noticed my first show of the season, Legends Classic, I had a warmer, softer makeup look, and then my second show, Arnold, I had like a darker, more dramatic makeup look. And it's good that I'm glad I had those two, because it made me realize that I think I look better with the softer look, the warm, soft look. And a lot of it is just because like I do have like these bigger eyelashes and like this dark hair, very dark, almost black hair, and so I think I need that softer, warmer look, so it doesn't look like too much dark up here. And I think I just look like a, I don't know how you would call it, like just a softer, like prettier look with that warm,
very
you know,
pretty.
yeah. And so that's what I asked for this show was just softer, warmer tones. And honestly, in person, I was even, I think, telling like you guys like because I was kind of next to some of my teammates, and I was like, ooh, I kind of feel like I need like my makeup is not as like dramatic, like it's not, it doesn't, it kind of, but now when I look at my stage pictures and stuff, I'm like, wait, no, I like how that looked on stage. I like nothing looked to me distracting. Like it just looked like it.
It looked very polished. It looked very like put together.
Yeah, not overdone, but like still polished.
Very you.
Yeah, I think so. And so I like that look, and so I think that's what I'm going to stick with now going into shows, is that more of that warmer, softer look. And then the hair though, now it was kind of hard cuz this was in Charleston, South Carolina, so it's like it was humid and hot. And so my hair, like a lot of girls though, a lot of girls especially if it was their natural hair, with like the curl was falling and stuff.
Right.
But so my curl fell a lot, and I wanted more of a bigger glam curl and more volume to my hair. So that we're gonna still be working on for the next time. So for me, because I have very flat hair, I need a lot of like teasing and volume in different layers of my hair to get that bigger look. So that just needs to be done next time, and it wasn't done this time, but that's okay. We learn. So yeah. So really, like, I don't know, with this show, like it was really fun. It was really good. It was really chill. It was really relaxed. Like it ran super well. Everyone was like, from the tanning to the backstage people were just so nice, and like it was a really good time. And yeah, I noted there were other than just the glutes, like the only feedback from the judges were the fullness and depth to the glutes. And then my own personal feedback was the hair. I wanted bigger, more glam hair, and then posing stuff. So just I don't hit my front pose consistently. And like we made some changes to my front pose like a couple weeks prior to the show. And I think those changes were kind of just like, I was mixing how I used to do things, and I was just kind of overthinking it a bit, or maybe I just didn't have enough time to drill. I don't know.
For it to become muscle memory.
Yeah, muscle memory. Yeah. So I think I've kind of figured it out, and basically, I think for me, there's a couple transition things that I want to clean up. I just got a little too wild and crazy. I don't know, in my opinion, on stage with some stuff that I just don't like how it looks. And so other people might look at that and be like, that's fine. But to me, I want a certain thing. So changing a couple of transition things, but then my front pose, really my main posing practice is going to be walking into my front pose from all directions and landing it consistently, but then transitioning a lot and landing that front pose consistently. It like, I don't need to like drill my routine and like that kind of stuff so much. I need to just not look at a mirror and record myself and study that front pose. So that's my own posing feedback. But and then I love my suit, so I think I'm keeping that. I think I'm gonna keep that color. I might have another suit or two designed just to
like a backup
just
suit.
to back up and just to you know. But I really liked my look, so can't think of anything else. My tan was good. We had to we did. I don't know if it was just like the environment or anything, but when we were, Paul like looked at me and he's like, your tan doesn't look as dark as like it normally does. Like, let's go. So we found like they like re-sprayed me, and they right before they had a gun thing backstage, but the owner of Liquid Sunrays just took me back and was just like, okay, yeah, let's put another layer on you. So we put another layer on me, which I'm glad we did because it
was
did look really
perfect.
good.
It looked
Yeah, it was
really
Yeah.
good on
I think
stage.
and so I'm glad Paul noticed that because he knew what my tans looked like at Arnold, and I was dark, like, and it was like so smooth. And I'm glad that he was like, yeah, you don't look as dark as I've seen you, so let's go get that done
It's
again.
so nice to have your coach there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then
You know?
Shout out to Liquid Sunrays.
yeah, Liquid
Yes.
Sun Rays. That's who I use for tanning, and I don't do the DIY. I just like being sprayed. Their tanning solution just works with my skin very well, and so that is who I will be
looks
using.
really good on you.
Yeah, it always this whole season has looked really good. So that's what I'm sticking to until this. Yeah, it looks works so well for me. And then in between prejudging and finals, I got my tan touched up again. So they had touch ups, like not just backstage, but like their room, because they were the main tanning company. So I just went back there, took my suit off, and they sprayed me again. And then, so that way I looked like fresh when I went back for finals. And yeah,
That's awesome.
so I think that's all. I think.
Okay, so what did you eat after? What was
Oh,
the
God.
first thing you ate? I'm
Oh
like,
my God,
okay.
do you guys want to know what I've eaten?
A picture of her in between prejudging and finals, eating 2 Krispy Kreme donuts.
Oh yeah, I was allowed to
Yo.
eat 2 Krispy Kreme donuts because I was. Oh, go ahead.
No, so that was it.
No, you go. Sorry, I'm.
And then I just wanted to say too, I just wanted to say Kaylia handled the whole weekend great. Like, handled like a champ. She like performed like a champ, and like honestly, like her mentality of like how she goes through things, processes things, is the best. And I got the emotional capture of her winning her class, and I was like, this is literally the most perfect thing I've ever.
That's awesome.
Have I not seen? I haven't seen it yet.
No,
Oh,
you haven't.
Aw.
okay.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Oh, I can't wait to see it. I'm glad you're there.
Awesome.
I was like so glad. I was like, yes.
Documentation of
Yes,
all the
memories.
moments.
Thank you.
What did you though? What was the first thing?
That
Well,
cake
the
donut.
2
Donuts?
Krispy Kreme donuts were but that was prescribed by Paul.
Yeah.
Because I needed. He's like, I was just like peeing and like.
Burning
And
through,
and
Running
so
through your
he's like,
carbs,
I
yeah.
have 2 Krispy Kreme donuts in my car. Would you eat those? And I was like, because he was like, do we do a burger? And I'm like, no, I'm not doing that.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
and so I was like, Krispy Kreme, like those are light.
Yeah,
They're like,
yeah.
and so and
Yeah,
it's
and the
just sugar, and some
will.
fat.
Yeah.
And so we did that. That was, and then after the show, we did go get these. It's a baked donut shop. It's these dense square cake donuts, and I love cake donuts. Like Krispy Kreme donuts
Cake
are great,
donuts are
Yeah.
superior.
but
they
yes,
are
cake
way
For
donuts
sure.
better. They
are
way
superior.
better. Yeah.
So they were these. We just door dashed them, and I just took a bite of each one, and then shared them. The whole team did. Yeah, I shared them with, and then I think we just So that was the first thing was donuts. I just wanted freaking donuts.
Yes.
And then we went to this Pugin Smokehouse. Yeah, Pugin Smokehouse restaurant, and got 3 appetizer things, like this cornbread thing, these loaded oh my God, those loaded wedges. It's got like brisket. It was like a barbecue-y kind of place.
It reminded me of poutine.
Yes.
But it was just like fries with like different melted cheeses. With
Yeah,
And a
yeah.
gravy.
Yeah.
It looked
that's
like
poutine.
gravy. Yeah, it was like I think it was a gravy.
Gravy.
With, like bacon.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's.
It
that
was
sounds
so good. And then these like brisket nachos. So we all just shared that. And then we walked around a lot. We tried some boba tea, which I don't know if that's my jam.
Yeah.
Nope. Don't know if boba tea's for me. Yeah, Susan, my teammate. What else did I have? We went.
You did have a slice of pizza.
I had half a slice of pizza. I did not like. No,
Oh no.
didn't care for that.
And then we went back to the Airbnb and got.
I door dashed because the first night we were they got dinner, and it was the greatest looking and smelling dinner.
What did they get? What did you?
I don't
guys
know. I
get?
put it on my stories. It was like this.
So it was chicken tenders, fried chicken tenders with fries, tater tots.
This quesadilla.
Quesadilla, chicken quesadilla.
Oh, the fries. The what are they called?
What are they called?
Oh, shoot.
Funnel cake fries.
Bleep that out. Oh, funnel fries.
Yeah.
It
Funnel
was
fries,
actually-
what are
they were-
those?
Funnel
it was
fries.
cake, but
Funnel.
It was like fry form.
And the
Oh,
powdered
weird.
sugar was sprinkled over them, and you dip them in chocolate.
Oh, that sounds
interesting.
good.
I've never
Okay,
even heard of
their dinner. It looked and smelled so amazing. So I literally wanted that.
that.
The same thing.
And
Can I just have
So
your dinner
funny.
from the night before?
and so when Susan came over to the Airbnb, and so we all just snacked on, took bites, and shared.
Yeah, that sounds like a snack platter, like a ton of just.
That's how the whole night
things.
kind of was. It was just like got everything and then everyone just like picked.
That's my favorite. I love that.
We really just that's
That's
Yeah.
I think sometimes the best way to do it, because a big entree is almost just too much, and I feel like post show it's like you don't just crave one thing.
everything.
Yeah.
You just want to
I don't
like,
like to choose.
have bites.
No,
of
I don't want to choose.
everything.
Yeah, I want
you-
to be committed to this.
Yeah, no.
Exactly. You don't want to commit to just one entree. You're like, okay, I want this, I want this, I want
Yeah,
this,
a little of everything.
Yeah.
but not a lot. Just a little
Yeah.
bit of everything.
Yeah, but it wasn't as good. It was good, but it was not your guys' first when you guys got it that night. That looked the best. It was like fresh and just
I think you were starving.
yeah, maybe I was because I was kind of like that wasn't
Right?
what
We had
Yeah.
just walked to like a mile.
Yeah.
we walked a lot,
It was
Yeah.
probably
which was good. I like that we did
love
that. That's
that.
like the way to go post show.
Yes.
Eat
Walk.
and
Walking
then walk
And eating, yes.
because I
When
I
was in New
felt
York, I was
good.
walking around with that McDonald's bag of fries.
Yeah.
Oh my
Eating
gosh.
fries in Times Square, just that was terrible.
Yeah.
But
so,
you're walking. So.
Yep, that's what I
walking,
said. Yep.
eating and burning. I'm burning the calories each
Yeah.
fry. Just kidding.
I was
That's what
so
we
happy.
usually
I
do.
remember I was like, it's just Stephanie was just shh as soon as she got her fries.
Shutting
It's
down.
like, I need this, I
Enjoying
need
my
this.
food in heaven.
Right?
So we usually do. We usually go out to dinner, and then instead of ordering a dessert there, we always like walk somewhere to find a
Yes.
dessert
Yes.
or
Yes.
something. So we go
It's
on
an
a walk,
adventure.
and we're like, this place. Oh, let's walk a little further and see if there's
Oh,
more.
we stopped
Let's-
into a
yeah.
chocolate place.
Oh.
This, yeah.
praline shop.
Oh my God, this praline shop.
Oh.
Oh my God, yeah, that might have been the best.
Like candy coated kind of thing?
Yes.
Yes.
So it was
okay.
these pralines, this disc,
Mhm.
and I got the white chocolate one. Oh my God, it was so good. I would have eaten like that, just that all night.
That's so funny.
But yeah,
I saw free samples of pralines on like a sign, and I was like, "Hey guys, you want to go do that?" And they're like, "Yep."
yep, free
Yeah.
samples.
Free samples.
And then we ended up buying stuff.
And I
Yeah,
got
that's how they get you.
it was gummy hot dogs.
Ew.
So we were wondering.
I was wondering if it tasted like hot dogs. So it was like Oscar Mayer.
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
It was like a 5-pack, and they're like all like rolled up and like.
They
But they tasted like
Gummies.
Sugary gummies.
Yeah,
Oh,
they didn't
okay,
taste like
okay.
yeah.
Just,
Yeah,
just
you
hot
have
dog
to zoom in on our
shapes.
faces when you said that.
Yeah.
Flo and I were like,
Ugh.
"Ooh."
Actually pretty good.
That's
Yeah, they were just candies.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
makes
That's
sense.
awesome. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
So that was the weekend. And then we flew home. We got 2 hours of sleep.
Quick nap.
Very quick nap. Woke up at 3 a.m. Got into an Uber at 3:30. Went to the airport and flew all day. 3 different flights.
Oh my gosh, how was Ronnie at 3 a.m.? Morning? He's such a morning person. He just loves morning. can't
Like I
imagine.
don't think
you
even
speak?
Ronnie agreed. Like we felt so terrible on Sunday. Like just the lack of sleep. Like
Lack
well
of
eating
sleep, yeah.
first of
Oh,
all
yeah.
me eating bad. Like that
Yeah,
that's like your
yeah.
first day of eating all this greasy like high fat,
Yeah.
high sugar food. And then you get no sleep,
Mhm.
hardly any water. Like you're dehydrated, you're tired, you just ate all this food, and then we flew all day and like all different time zones, like Eastern, Central, Pacific to Mountain. We went through all different time
Oh,
zones.
wow.
And so like we had been up we got 2 hours of sleep since 1 a.m. Mountain time. Yeah, it was just terrible.
Landed at like 2.
I had never been more tired in my entire life. My body was
Yes.
just like shutting down.
Yeah.
So when I got home, I drank so much water and then just slept.
And Lo's like, so podcast today?
Yeah.
I
I'm like,
had it in my phone right,
That
but
was
on my fridge, I wrote it on Sunday. So like in my head, I was
Yeah.
like, oh, it's Sunday.
Yeah, there was no way I was podcasting. My brain, I would have took a nap right here, especially in these beanbags.
Yeah, yeah,
Fell
right.
Right?
asleep.
Like,
So
okay.
and I got so much sleep. So after that, I slept so much, and now I'm ready to go, ready to party,
yeah.
ready to. Oh, and yeah. So now I guess I'll have a call with Paul tomorrow, and then we'll discuss what we're doing. I don't know. I don't know
TBD.
if we're gonna do another show. I don't know
Next
if we're gonna.
podcast, gotta listen in.
Yeah, gotta listen to the next podcast, and we'll update you on if it's improvement season or prep.
Right?
Improvement season or prep. So
Yeah.
see.
Open your presents from your 2 besties.
Yeah.
They got me presents.
Yes.
Yes.
Love language.
We got flowers from Lo. And then
It's from all of us.
They're
They
all from all of
waited.
us.
They're all
Gotta
from
give us
all
a
of us.
review.
a
Yes,
review.
they're all from all of us.
Oh, okay. We've got baked cheese bites. I really good. Do you get to review them?
Yes.
Or how do you open them?
I think the macros are good on them. I think it's low carb.
What if I can't open?
What if I can't open
Oh,
it?
there we
There you
go.
go.
I think I
Okay.
can't remember. I think the fat is moderate, but I
Oh,
think
they're
it's higher
so cute. They're
protein.
little babies.
Right? They're like
little bites.
I really did
Oh, wow,
try to
they're
find
really
you little
tiny.
baby
They're really
foods. I
tiny.
know. I tried to find you because you remember how like you guys got me those little baby
Oh my God,
foods.
that's
We couldn't
good.
find them anywhere.
Because I love cheese.
But they're not bad. What's the macros on them? I forgot. I think they're okay.
1 ounce has 14 grams of fat, 1 carb, 10 protein. We got 10 protein.
Yeah. So it wasn't that bad. The fat
These
was like
are really good.
Good.
This is actually not a good gift.
good.
I'm just
Because I was going
She's just gonna
between
eat them
cheddar
all.
and Parmesan was my favorite, and it was like, oh, you like Cheez-Its, so you probably
yeah, I
are more
love
cheddar.
Cheez-Its. I love Cheez-Its.
Yeah.
I have not had a Cheez-It.
Really?
This is so good.
Good.
Okay, so if you want
Cheesy,
really yummy
cheese
baked
bites.
cheese bites, Wisps. And then I can't try this yet, but I'm excited because
Oh,
I have
yeah.
to. I need it to be really ice cold. I have to
finally-
drink
yeah.
this stuff ice cold.
Yeah.
So cherry lime.
Take your time
Sprite.
opening it because it was in my car, and I'm not sure if
Graham?
it rolled around a little bit.
This is the Alani smoothie gummies. The packaging is very pretty.
Right?
It looks like
I
it's
think
gonna
they're the
taste good.
newer ones.
Oh, that's good.
Money.
Everything's gonna be good. I love food.
That one is
Yeah.
terrible on carbs. Sorry.
It's a.
But it's the whole
It's
pack.
really good.
At least.
Oh yeah, it's the whole pack.
Yeah.
Just have one little bite. I got tea. So so
That's
that
the
we can try
best.
to not eat all of this in one sitting.
Yes.
And then
Right?
gum. This is my favorite gum. Trident bubble gum. It is the goat for prep, I think.
For you.
For me.
There you go.
For me. And then we got sour strips.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna open these yet because I will want to eat these.
Yeah.
This has to just stay closed for a
You can
bit.
save it for the intro workout for
Yeah,
those
this will-
that glute
If
get
we-
those glute
yeah, when
growth.
we go into
Yes.
improvement season.
That
this will be-
glute growth.
Yeah.
Okay, I think is that all of it?
I think so.
Oh,
no,
we
I
got
put
little.
Yeah.
Are
Oh
these-
yeah, I put little yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
lip
yeah,
glosses,
I forgot I got those.
lipsticks. Oh,
I forgot I
cute.
got those. Yeah.
Little
I forgot
lipsticks.
what I put in there.
And then bath bombs.
Yes.
So take a bath and soak off this tan. And
Cover.
Yes. Yes. Yay! Those I want all of those cheese bite things. They're so good.
That was
Okay.
awesome.
And
I
oh,
I
she
didn't have
also
anything
got me-
salty. Oh yeah.
Okay, Crumble had a French toast cookie. Is that what it was?
Yeah.
And so she brought me half of a French toast cookie.
Yeah, 'cause the other
I
half
did
is for
already
me.
take a bite before this podcast started, and it's really good. I don't think it's French toasty.
No.
Like it's more just like a. It's really good, but
Like
it's
just
more just like a maple brown sugary
Yeah.
like
So
bread.
actually, it was like a maple sugar cookie because we got two and
Yeah.
he ate his and then I had to split mine and put mine
oh,
in the
what did he?
freezer.
What did Zach
He
think?
said it was like a maple sugar cookie.
Yeah, but not
what he
really like a
said.
cookie consistency. It is
Yeah.
like a cakey, bready consistency, but I don't get the French toast vibes. But it's really good. It's very good.
Yeah. Is it cream cheese on top?
Yeah,
I
cream
love
cheese.
Oh, that's the best.
Mm-hmm.
Cream cheese frosting is.
And
the
then low.
best.
Open yours too. Lo got me. Oh my god, what is this? Chocolate.
Oh my, what is
This
that?
is dense.
Read the flavor. The
Read the
it's on the yellow.
chocolate pretzel. Okay, I'm literally taking a bite.
Oh my
Chocolate
God.
pretzel
I have to.
toffee.
So this is the thing about
No.
me. If you get me
Because it's got
food,
pretzel in it.
if you get me food things, I'm a child and I have to taste it.
Yeah.
Like I
Open
can't.
it now.
Now, like if I was like prep, I'd hold off. But we're in limbo.
We have different
Yeah,
layers of
yeah.
We're
prep.
we're
It's
in
still the
limbo
post-show
right now.
weekend. It's still
Tomorrow-
post-show weekend ish.
You're like, who is Paul?
We haven't talked to Paul yet.
Right,
Yeah, we have not talked to
exactly.
Paul yet. Tomorrow is the real day. We get back to 100%. Okay, so it is. Oh my god, I'm so excited about this. My mouth's watering. I've actually this show. Oh my god, what's happening? I also can't open things. I've been craving chocolate. Like chocolate is like I just want chocolatey things.
Love chocolate.
Okay.
Lo and I over here like this.
We're
is
just, like,
torture.
watching,
This
like-
is torture.
Oh my god, that's really good. Oh my god, I'm gonna have to hide this. I'm gonna have to give this stuff to Ronnie. And be
Yeah.
like, put this somewhere.
So funny.
Hide this.
Oh, the Starburst
Oh yeah.
water
yum.
packs. Yeah, those are good. And if you add salt, have you ever added salt to these?
No, I haven't yet. You told me
Yes,
about
add salt. It's really
salt and stevia. Does it need the stevia?
good. Mm-hmm. Yeah. You're simply. This is pretty.
That's so pretty.
Aww. I'll read it to myself. Thank you guys.
Just want to say congratulations.
Yes.
Yes.
Like
Thank you.
super,
Amazing
super proud
job.
of you.
Thank
Amazing
you.
job. It's a redemption.
Yes, yeah.
You have to put the comparison up. You have to put the
Yeah,
comparison
I'll
up on
send
the
Cody.
podcast.
I've
It's
got.
so
I'll
cool.
send Cody the comparisons.
so
It is crazy. And yeah, now we'll do. All right, I'll deal with this stuff later. Yeah, now we gotta like build a butt, build more of a butt, continue to build a butt,
Yes.
and yeah, come back again someday.
Yeah.
We'll see when it is. This year or next year, I don't know. Either way, I think no matter what we do, it'll be. I'll come back next year. I'll compete again next year. Probably same thing. Spring, early spring. We'll see. We shall see.
TBD.
No doubt. Upper outer glue.
It's happening.
Thank you guys.
Yeah.
All right, so Steph.
She has actually big news because it is
Peak week.
Peak week. Yay.
You feel that peak week energy? Yay.
I'm over here pinging off the
Right.
wall.
Yeah, but you're packed, so
Yes.
you're packed early.
Woo.
Oh my goodness. I have been having trouble sleeping.
Have you?
Yes.
Oh.
So like I didn't sleep well Friday night, Saturday morning. I'm like having trouble with these days. And then
It's one big peak week day.
Saturday, yeah. So then I told Shane, and we kind of like reconvened. I checked in Saturday, and then I was still pretty tight, and so we upped my calories. He gave me a high day, and then I slept 8 hours, and it was amazing.
Ooh, you
Worth
need
it.
And then I went back to my low on Sunday, and then same thing happened. I go to bed at like 8:39, then I wake up at midnight, and then I wake up again at 3.
take these little naps.
I don't know what it is. And so midnight I can usually push myself to go back to sleep. 3 a.m. I really can't because I usually get up around 5:30, between 5 and 5:30, and so I don't like waking up groggy. Like I hate waking up groggy, especially if I know. Yeah, I hate waking up. So I would rather just get up and be tired earlier, like 7 o'clock, than wake up groggy.
Yeah,
because
wake
it
up when
just-
you have that adrenaline kind of going.
I just can't.
Yeah.
So, anyway, I got up and I packed. because
Hey.
I had
Back in the
nothing else.
morning.
At least you were productive.
Right, I packed and I was good, and so now we're packed. I have all my food, everything is in the freezer ready to go. My suitcase is ready to go.
Wow. That must feel nice,
Yeah.
though, kind of. Like,
Yep.
and maybe one of these days when you can sleep, you can sleep.
Yep,
That's-
exactly. I packed so much that I was almost late for work because I literally, I have spent the time because I don't know. Sometimes I get like I'm very busy brained and I have like a little bit of ADHD. So when I get focused on something, I like focus.
Gotta finish it.
And I finished, yeah. So I just got super focused on packing and then got that done, did cardio, went to Mecca, got a workout in, went to work, and then I really did not want to do, like we said, I think last episode we were talking about, working towards your strengths. And so we're doing this podcast kind of late because we usually do it on Sundays in the mid-afternoon. And so I knew after podcasting, if we finished at like 8:30, I would be so mad at myself if I had cardio left. So sorry to my patients, but I went and did cardio at lunch just to get it out of the way. And so now we're done and I'm going to bed after this.
Yay.
And so yeah, everything's done. So I just really tried to, because I have later days, I have to go get my nails done tomorrow, massage tomorrow after work. And so I'm going to try and get my cardio done early and just a bunch of like done.
The
And then
peak week
yeah,
things.
I work all the way up to Thursday and then we leave Thursday night and we fly overnight.
Ugh.
Yep. And so I got a little travel pillow and blanket
Can
and
you
Cody's
sleep
shoulder.
on the plane? Are you Are you someone who can sleep on the plane?
Yeah,
And like,
yeah, I will be out, 100% out. So yeah, melatonin, all the things, and so I will be out. So and then you will be airport husband because I don't know where I'm going or anything like that. So I will just be following you around. He loves what I literally. I feel like I don't know the airport. I feel like is like not real life. I don't know how to explain it, but I feel like when you're in a plane, it's like if I see
International
what I hate-
waters.
Yeah, what I hate when I see someone that I know that's like that I'm not traveling with, I'm like, this is weird. Like I
like
just
this
can't
vortex.
believe-
She thinks airports are just
it
like
is.
this.
It's like a vortex of like just random. So I'm like, I don't know. I don't get embarrassed.
Like,
I
I'm
have,
never
like, a
gonna see these
sleep
people
mask.
again. They don't exist in my real
Yeah,
life.
exactly. Exactly. I have like little
Oh my
under eye
They're
not real.
patches I put on. The last time we were traveling, there was a friend of mine who was like looking over. She's like, "Are those under eye patches? Can I have some?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I have like under eye patches. I put on everything. Like I'm in my own little like
Bubble.
Oh my
She's just
god.
yeah. I look
bubble.
embarrassing as hell.
That's so funny. I
That's
love that.
hilarious.
But I'm happy, so it doesn't.
This
matter.
is the content we need you to document, Cody.
Oh yeah, he
Her-
does. He has so many pictures of me just like literally sleeping, like no cares. Yeah, like we had a delay in New York and we were in the middle of the airport and I just like put up my suitcase and I was like, "Okay, I'm gonna go to bed now."
I'm sleeping.
She goes, "Ding."
Yep, out.
I need to
I
bring a
love
sleep
that.
mask next time.
That's
I like
funny.
wearing
I
one.
love the.
I never wear one ever. I
Oh.
don't even own one.
Yeah, no, it's like dark. Everything is just
Oh.
like yeah. The only thing that ruins it is children. Sorry. People, children crying. Oh man.
I
I'm
bring
like,
earplugs.
That's a great.
'Cause
idea.
I don't-
should do that.
Headphones, like the music or whatever, will keep me up. I'll
Yeah.
listen.
And then they're
or I'll-
annoying because it like hurts your ears
They're
after a while. Like I
hard.
have to switch between AirPods and headphones because the AirPods start to hurt my ears.
Because they're in there. Yeah. I left my AirPods at
What?
that hotel. Yeah.
No.
So they have to ship them to me.
Oh, okay.
They're
okay,
shipping-
okay.
they found
oh,
them,
okay, okay.
yeah.
Phew.
Nice.
But-
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
When I went and did that workout, we had a 3-hour delay getting to Charleston. We were in Dallas for like 3 to 4 extra hours than we were supposed to be. And so there's a hotel attached to the airport.
Mhm.
So you do have to exit security, but then right as soon as you exit, you can go up and you use this hotel's fitness center.
Oh,
So I was able to do my whole workout, cardio,
Oh, nice.
and then you just have to go, and security's right there, so you just have to go back through security. But it
Mhm.
really was easy. It was fun. It wasn't like a
that's
whole
super easy.
thing. It was
Yeah.
just like it's right there. I don't know.
Yeah.
It was nice. So
That's super
no time
cool.
wasted. I was able to just,
That's good that they
Yeah.
found them.
but I left them on the treadmill, and so
Oh,
then
dang.
yeah, that
At
sucks.
least
So I
you didn't
haven't.
leave shoes. Remember
Yeah.
I left my cardio shoes? I
Oh
left my cardio shoes in Utah.
no.
I have no idea. And it was weird because I bought 2 sets of them for whatever reason. So
You're like,
anyway,
oh, well.
I knew I was gonna lose them, I guess.
Water bottle there.
Yeah, we left
Yeah.
a lot of things.
Yeah.
But how does this peak week feel so far compared to the last
Um,
one? Like,
so far so good. I actually packed all my food based on my last peak week,
Okay.
and so I just packed an extra meal. But I'm eating pretty much the same thing. It was only 3 weeks ago, so
mhm.
unless Shane has some sneaky something up his sleeve, it's exactly the same.
Same.
But yeah, no, I'm just gonna try this time. I guess I'm flying. That's the
Right.
only biggest difference. So I think hydration a little bit more, maybe compression socks.
Mhm.
I did that. Did I wear that in the? No, I don't think I wore it in the car. I think I walked around a little bit more because like we stopped. But yeah, overall just hopefully not getting bloated over the flight, and that's why I'm hoping I'm sleeping too.
Yeah.
Just so
Yeah.
that I'm like,
Yeah.
drink water, sleep, pee a bunch.
Yep.
Unfortunately, I have a window seat, so sorry to the people sitting next to me.
Well, if you sleep
Cody.
long enough, you know,
Right? Yeah,
maybe it won't be
hopefully.
too much.
Right? Hopefully. But no, I'm excited, and the list comes out tomorrow, I think. So
Yeah.
I'm pumped.
We're so excited.
Yes.
Is
I'm
there
so
a live
excited.
stream? Do you know for the show?
I think so, because
I
I
don't
feel like
know.
I watch. I feel like
I think
watched
there
yours.
is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
We'll
feel
look.
like I watched it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, because Gilco's going to be there
Yes. Yeah.
this
Gilco's
year.
there.
Yeah, he wasn't last year when I did the show.
I don't know if it's him, or his team. I think his team is there, and he's somewhere. He's at Clash.
Okay. Yeah,
Ah.
but they're still doing but they usually do the live stream. So
Okay,
a live stream anyway. So
Yeah.
I bet they do.
Yeah. So there's 2 Bikini Pro shows this weekend: Clash in Florida, and then Optimum in Shreveport, Louisiana. Yeah. So I'm excited for seafood. I know you weren't a huge seafood, but I am pumped for seafood.
I have to look at what I had post show there. I have to like look
Steak.
in my photos. I'm sure I
Yeah.
no, I think I had like a steak burger or something. Like we went to like a barbecue, like a southern barbecue place.
You have
Oh,
to
I
look
love
and see
that.
where you went
Yeah.
because I haven't done that. I'm gonna do that at work tomorrow. I think Google Maps and just like
Yeah.
look and see
Find-
where the gym is and see where we'll hang out
Yeah.
and stuff. So it'll be good. I'm excited. Oh, and I brought a little cooking appliance because there's only one microwave in the
I
hotel.
left my water bottle.
Oh,
Yeah.
jeez.
Yeah, in the front desk thing, and I will be damned if I put my food in something where someone's food exploded. I can't. I literally
Oh,
open it and I'm
yeah.
like, huh?
I don't
I
think.
just can't.
Yeah, no, I agree. I 1000% agree with that.
Can't.
I think I ate because I did cereal and then I did salmon and turkey tenderloin. So I ate cold meat and just cereal the entire. So I didn't need a single microwave for
Or
my
anything.
or
yeah.
anything. I made it super easy. It was the
I could
easiest
eat it
packing
cold.
job I've ever done.
I think
Yeah.
I have ground turkey and chicken.
Mm.
I could eat it cold. I'd prefer not to.
I liked
Yeah.
it cold. I don't know.
I like my chicken cold. I've been eating
Yeah.
it cold like this prep
I haven't eaten chicken at all this prep. I've done turkey tenderloin is what I've done. It's like a chicken. It's turkey. But insane.
But yeah, no, and then I'm carbing up on Carbolin instead of, because I really like to have as little as possible just because it helps me keep my core tight. Carbolin works really well for me. So we're doing that and honey and a little bit of peanut butter for the fats and like rice cakes. Like I kind of mix it up. So we'll see.
Yeah.
It'll be good. I'm excited. And Shane's coming.
Yeah.
Oh,
Shane's
yay.
coming.
Oh,
And then
cool.
Bailey, who's a local figure pro here, so she'll be coming as
cool.
well. So Cody sidestepped doing my tan because Zach's not coming. But I know
Cody's like, phew.
Cody's so happy.
Take that pressure off.
Yep.
That's
But
exciting.
yeah, no, it's gonna be a good time. It's gonna be
I'm
a good
really
time.
excited for you. That was a fun show last year.
I'm hoping they keep that purpley background because that looks so pretty, and I'm excited with my suit. I feel like it would look good.
It's gonna
Ooh.
be super pretty.
It's like the Bikini Bestie colors.
Yeah,
Yeah,
pretty much. It
your
really
suit
is.
with
Yeah,
turquoise.
Yeah, pretty much is.
Oh, it'll be
Yeah.
so
I'm
pretty.
excited.
Yay.
Good. Yeah. What about you, Lo? Where you at?
Me, mine's the most boring because I'm not post show or peak week. Those are like both like really key updates.
Yes.
Mine's another week, no changes. Except for I am steadily dropping 1 pound a week, and I did that again for my last check-in is 1 pound down. And think I'm slightly down from that. No, I'm about the same weight the last few days since my check-in. But just hoping to keep that momentum because like our big I guess like a checkpoint goal is to get under 130 pounds, and I'm 131.5, so I'm
You're
so
so
close. And then Cash said we'll have more manipulation once we get into that range as we need, but it's been literally like months with no refeeds and no high days and no free meals and nothing for months. So I'm ready for just any like even like a low, like a push and a high day or something different. But you know,
I met Cash.
yeah,
Paul
he
and
was
Cash were
there.
talking. Yeah, and I met him, and so Paul introduced us, and then I was like, yeah, I'm one of Lo's really good friends, and he was
Oh,
like,
cool.
Lolo, and I was like, yeah, and he said you're awesome, and like you've been great to work with, and yeah. But anyways, that was just a quick little like thing. He's like, that girl wants to get lean, and I was like, yep, she does.
I do. I really just want it to happen because it's like it just takes a long time, and we're doing it steady. You know, like there's no like I even asked him like not this check-in but the time before, I think I said it on the last podcast, like what can I do more? What can I do to be like to like move? And he's like, I would be doing you a disservice if I changed your plan. Like you just need to hold the course, just be really active, get all your steps in, and keep executing the way you have been. Like you don't need to change anything. Like just keep working, keep going, keep doing, and it'll happen when it happens.
Yes.
Over time. So like I've just been really, really like working on like my positive self-talk with the theme of patience. Like there's no reason to like it just like be in a rush. I'm just like it's happening on plan. Like a pound a week is very, very normal, and it'll be when my time happens, and then I'll be lean by then.
Yeah. Coaches happy, athletes happy.
Yeah. So I'm happy with it. And I feel like I can see more changes than I actually like scale movement in the last couple days. And I've been so tired this weekend. I don't know what it is. Like I was texting you. I was like, I'm dead. I have to go to bed early. And like even like we didn't do much this weekend, and I literally like laid on the couch from like 6:30 p.m. till bedtime.
You were gonna see a good drop.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're crossing our fingers that just means my body is like ready to drop something soon because it's tired. But you know, doing what I can to help with the fatigue by just like resting like those nights. Like I got all my steps in and extra, all my cardio, all my training, and then I'm like, okay, now I can sit. Now I can rest. Now I can go to bed early.
Yeah.
And I went to bed earlier last night, and I felt a lot better today. This afternoon, it kind of hit me on the way to the gym. I was like, oh, I'm tired. But once I drank my pre-workout and got moving, I was like, all right, I'm good. I like it here.
Yeah.
I got a good pump on my shoulders. So I was like, all right, we're good.
That's awesome.
But yeah,
That's awesome.
that's kind of my little update. Nothing
Yeah.
exciting, but just
But it's good that you're seeing changes and you're able to separate that from the scale too, because I know that was
yeah.
hard for me in past preps. I literally this week just weighed myself for the first time and it was higher than I thought it was, but I didn't have an emotional reaction. So I'm like, yay, okay, we're making progress. I'm not like, so
Yeah.
I was 137. And so I was like, oh, okay. Well,
You
I'm
just took it as
super
data.
lean.
Yeah.
Yeah, and now it's just data. It's just
Yeah.
good
That's
to know.
good.
So then at least, because I wanted to know kind of where I was around peak week, so that
Mhm.
hopefully next peak week when next just prep, if I do start implementing the scale again, I know kind of where I was.
like
Yeah.
a reference point.
A reference point-ish.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
and like with all the improvement we do every season and the muscle we put on, even if it's not a lot of size, it's a lot of density,
Mhm.
and dense muscle weighs a bit.
yeah,
So
I was
it's like-
surprised, yeah, because I'm usually, probably by this point, I would probably be more low 130s. So, and
you
this is
put
the
on
leanest
muscle.
I've ever been. Ever.
Oh, that's exciting.
Yeah.
Ever, yeah. Like it's like I see the weirdest like veins and things. I'm
Things.
like, oh my
This is
gosh,
new.
I'm so lean.
That's
yeah.
fun. I
So
love
think,
that part.
Yeah, we've definitely brought down my back pose, but now I have to like learn a new back pose in the next, I think, a week or so. I think we changed it about 3 days ago. So I have to step a little narrower.
Mhm.
And so I hit it, and then I don't hit it, and then I hit it, and then I don't hit it. So check-ins, instead of it being 1 or 2 videos of me sending, I take like 7 because it's not perfect. So hopefully I pull it together and I don't get super nervous on stage and go and revert, because I will be like, wait, let me do that.
Let me
again.
redo. I need my 7 videos.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
Yeah, let's
7
do that
times
again.
around.
Everyone stop.
Yeah, do this again? And again? No.
But
You'll get
it'll
it.
be good.
You'll get
It'll
it.
be good.
I think
Right?
I think you practice so many times because it means a lot for you to like
Yes.
have those details, because you're not just like, oh, it looks good. You're like, I want it to be right on point. And so
Mhm.
you're putting that like almost like the good pressure of like wanting the details to matter.
Truly, yeah.
And so you're like really going all in on practicing.
Mhm. I
which
just
is
want to get in
good.
my head when you're on stage, and then you're like, oh my god, I got to turn the back, Can't remember this, and then my
Mhm.
brain's like, remember this, and then you see it in my eyes. Right? I'm like, no.
Thinking about her back pose,
thinking
right?
Right?
eyes.
And thinking face.
The focus
Thinking
face.
eyes.
Yeah. So just relax and getting to the natural place. So we're doing it.
I really like seeing all you guys in your own different preps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys, it's just you guys are all at a different stage. Like you just got done, or you're just right there, or
Mhm.
you're just starting, like whatever. Like it's just funny and very insightful to see you guys how you handle it and your mentalities through it. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
'Cause
Yeah.
you guys like the three of you guys are really like true bred athletes. Like, not that I
Inshallah.
didn't think that before.
Yeah.
But you get like the inside look.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
yeah.
It's so
Yeah.
insightful and like so crazy how you guys just like handle it. Like you were just talking about patience, you were just talking about like knowing your body and just accepting like what has to be done to do this.
Mhm.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
Steph's just in the shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's another reason like why we want to like we spend so much time sharing our prep updates. It's not because we want to talk about talk about ourselves.
Talk about ourselves.
It's more because we want to share what's like true real time happening in
Mhm.
all different phases of our preps, post show, everything. Just because it's like it's what we're going through, and we're not alone. There's other people who are going through the similar scenarios, or maybe even they're struggling with something else, but they like just to hear how we deal with
Yeah.
it. Like that's I think why
Because
we
we all do it differently too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And hopefully relate to one
One
of
of
us
us.
1 week, maybe another one of
The
us
other
the
week,
next
yeah.
week, and so just sharing what to expect and what's normal. Not that any of us are
Yeah.
normal.
But also things that we learn. Like, I
Yeah.
don't know. Like, there's things that, as we go through each peak week, each prep, we kind of learn something. We kind of go like, I didn't like doing that. I'm going to do that this way.
Yeah.
I don't know. We can.
Yeah,
So
we
I'm
evolve.
just sharing that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we evolve, and then we share that information, and
share and grow.
yeah, others. can evolve.
And I guess that's actually a really good segue as we share what we've done in the past and how we've grown and evolved. We've all hired multiple different prep coaches over
Mhm.
the years, and so we've kind of, I think, over time
I really like seeing all you guys in your own.
developed more processes for how we picked our coaches.
It's you guys are all at
So
different
I
stages.
think we want to
Like,
start
you
with
just got
like
done, or
where do you even begin?
Just right there.
Like,
How to research a coach.
Yeah.
how do you decide, like, okay, I guess step one, you want a coach.
Yeah.
You've decided you're going
Mhm.
to do a prep or you're
Mhm.
going to start bodybuilding, because you don't always need to jump straight into prep. Like a lot of coaches nowadays, especially, will be like, let's get to know each other, let's build, and then start
Yep.
prep, which is way more recommended.
Yeah.
I think all of us, though, initially, like when I started, it was like, hey, I'm ready to do a show in 20 weeks. Can we go?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'd like
Yeah.
to pay you now. And they're like, what? Okay.
Yeah, it's definitely evolved and I think that's just because like there's more information out there now,
Mhm.
and there's more channels to like podcasts. There's social media to share like, hey, this is kind of a better way of doing things. So then as things have just evolved and there's more information out there, people now like
Yeah.
we'll start with a coach and do like a health phase or an improvement season phase first and then dive into a prep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was gonna say it's not even just prep, but I would even just say you've decided to get more serious about your fitness goals.
Yeah.
In
Yeah.
general, maybe.
Mhm.
And starting the lifestyle and the habits,
Yeah.
just in general, and getting ready
Yeah.
to prep.
If I had to go back, I wish I did more of a health phase, like you were saying, before jumping into a prep. But I think at the time, that wasn't as popular, or not even thought
Like-
about. It was just like prep, and that kind of actually in my first prep, it was actually that way. After I finished prepping, it was like, okay,
Hey,
you're
bye,
done.
coach.
Yeah, and if I had to go back, I wouldn't do it that way either. So
Oh,
Yeah.
not staying
Right?
with them for your reverse or improvement.
Yeah, I was like,
Yeah.
what
Now
reverse?
it's more. Yeah. Now, like right now, now people like know what a reverse is,
Yeah.
and they stay with their coaches typically, or they.
Mhm.
It's more common to stay with your coach after your prep because they help you reverse and work your food up and get you're back into that health phase, that improvement season phase, and then you build. Improvement season is where like the work is done
Mhm.
Yes.
typically, especially when you're new.
Yes.
And so you want to be working with a coach to build you, to like get you ready for that prep and come back to the stage improved, or if it's your first time, hit the stage as best as you can,
Yeah.
your first time. So
Prep
Yeah.
is more like unveiling the work.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
a good way to look at it. Yeah, because I feel like that's something I wish, if I could go back, I'll do it all over again. I wish I would have done more of a building type
Yes.
phase, because I was so little.
Yeah.
Like people always are like, you have so much muscle. And I'm like, you guys don't realize where I started. I was so little.
Yeah.
Yes,
And I
yeah.
wish my coach would have like been like, all right, let's put some glutes on you. Let's like, you have you ever trained your delts before?
Yeah. Or
Yeah.
even just like practicing the mentality and routine.
Or even tracking
Like,
your food.
yeah,
like
of
how
having to
to
do, because you don't have to be in prep to learn the habits of prep.
Right.
Yeah.
Like you could learn the habits of prep in an improvement season easily, and
Yep.
just sticking to a diet, getting all your training in, checking in properly, checking in on time, all these things. And then once you get into the prep, and it's maybe a little bit harder energy wise and time wise and things like that, you have like the foundation there, so you're not making mistakes that you can't afford to make.
Right.
in
Or this
prep.
drastic change to your life that's overwhelming.
Right.
Yeah.
like almost a prep for prep. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think a lot of us now just realize that having a coach year round is the most beneficial, because there's so many different seasons of it, or even like it's not even just improvement season. Improvement season can in itself can have its own phases, like a push phase or a building phase or a maintenance phase or a mini cut, or things that might be the most beneficial to improve. So it's not just it's improvement season, so I'll just eat whatever and
Right.
I can train hard on my own. Like, yeah, sure, you could do it that way, but are you really gonna have that efficient use of time?
Yeah, and foundation. And your coach also gets to learn a little bit more about you and
How your body responds.
how your body responds, but also communication style. Like there's just so many things, and so I think it's very, very invaluable for sure.
Absolutely. So
How would you research
Yeah.
your coach?
how do you start
How do you
researching?
start?
Can I say how you wouldn't? You don't go on Instagram, find the person with the overall win and the pro card and the whatever, and then hire them. I would put a little bit more into
Effort.
it.
Yes.
Because there's so many factors, and it's not just who won the last show.
I will say though, if you think about it, Instagram, like social media, will be kind of how you do the research though.
Yeah.
Like you're not going to go on Google. I
No.
mean, you can.
No.
You can
It's
Google
hard to find
bodybuilding
out
talk.
anything on
It's hard.
Google.
Yeah.
Like really, social media is where you find out who the coaches are, who the coaches teams are. And I will say, typically how you find those coaches though, you're on social media and you're following other athletes and competitors that do the sport, and they typically tag their coaches. And so that's how you find out like who that athlete's coach is, and then you look into that coach. So I think that's how you find it. But you shouldn't go, oh, they've got 300 overall wins, so I'm picking that one.
Yeah.
That's probably not the best.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because it might not be the best fit for you.
Mm-hmm.
And there's also levels of coaches.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like if you're a beginner, you don't need an Olympia level coach.
No.
Even if you want to eventually go there one day,
Yeah.
maybe you need to graduate into that or earn your
Yes.
spot with a coach at that level, which we can dive into a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
But there are levels of coaches. Like maybe, and then depending on what's your goal, like, is this just a one-time thing to have fun?
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to be paying $500 a month for a coach?
Mhm.
Right.
Or are you like wanting to do something that maybe fits in your budget to just enjoy the bucket list thing that you're doing?
Right.
And the pros of getting a coach that's maybe not an Olympian or having like, that many athletes is that as a newer competitor, you most likely want more hand holding than you realize.
More of an educational coach than just a high level coach.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
someone that has more time to spend with you when and to maybe
Walk you
help
through
how
to track
do
your
things,
food,
'cause
how
I know,
to
like Olympian level, they're gonna give you macros and expect you know what you're doing.
yeah, because they're used to working with very experienced athletes that just that know the processes, that know how to do everything. And if they do have questions, they are once in a while and they are quick, like and so they can just give their athletes a plan and they know their athletes are executing. Whereas if you're brand new, this is all new to you and you've got a million questions and you're going to run into roadblocks, and so you typically will need a coach that is able to have that time and patience to help educate you and build you as an athlete and educate you as an athlete. And so
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
just
I would
something to
say when you're
consider.
doing the research on like if the other athletes that you're looking at and who are their coaches, look at like the level you want to compete at, or maybe a slightly one level up, just depending on like your long-term goal.
Yeah.
Because then you can kind of maybe narrow it down. Like don't just like go to the list of the Arnold and like pick all like look at all the Arnold level
Or New York
coaches, like
Pro and like
the big
Yeah,
pro coaches.
that's-
Like they're great coaches. Don't get me wrong. All of us have
yeah,
one.
absolutely.
But we didn't when we started. And it's not that we had bad coaches. Maybe we would have wanted to maybe our medium level coaches or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
But you don't need that coach to start.
Yeah.
I would start with like, okay, so I've done let's say I've done 3 shows. I'm ready to take to the next level and get an overall and go to my first national show. Maybe you look for a national level coach. Then you start looking at like the national shows and be like, all right,
Yeah.
whose coaches were these girls at the national show?
exactly.
And so there's just like levels of it, because like sometimes coaches kind of have a niche too. Like they have a big group of athletes. Like my last team, they had a lot of athletes when I was looking and doing my research that were at national shows, and they had big group events and group posing and group things at national shows. My coach didn't have a lot of pros under her. She had a few and they did it really well, but like the bulk of her team was building up at national shows, and that was where I was going. And so it was kind of like I was like, okay, that's where I want to
It's a
be.
good fit. Yeah.
And then now I feel like I've graduated on. I'm like, okay, I had a really good experience. I got what I needed. I went to those national shows. I got my pro card. Now I want to be competitive as a pro. And so I looked for that next level. So it's not, there's like some coaches can take you through a whole journey as they grow and you grow. So it just depends. There's so many different little bits. But
And sometimes you might even have a coach currently that, your goals might now exceed their experience as well. And I think that it is absolutely okay to move on from a coach if they no longer fit your needs.
Yeah, totally.
some of them may grow with you or as fast as you or faster, depending on their expertise levels and stuff too. So you don't always have to move on.
No, you definitely don't. But just know that you would be then taking the time to grow with them and just check if you have that time to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there is something I want to bring up is like there is coach hopping.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's also a no. Like that,
Yeah.
like you have to kind of. The grass isn't always greener on the other side, and just because you see one athlete go to this coach doesn't. I've seen competitors that just think, oh, I'm gonna go here. Oh, but I saw this person go here, so now I'm gonna go here. Oh, but I saw her and she's doing well, so now I'm gonna go here.
Yeah.
And they keep just doing that.
Yeah.
And
especially if they're hitting roadblocks with their current coach.
Yes.
Or whatever, or not even with the coach, but in the prep or whatever.
But there is a little bit of, you've got to give a coach time.
Yeah.
To learn you as an athlete, you need to learn them as a coach, and for them to build you as an athlete, to put you through an improvement season, to put you through a prep, to put you on stage. And then sometimes you do have to get on stage and then make little improvements in between stages. Like, and that's part of like working together with your coach. And if you just constantly like, 3-month prep here with this coach, 3-month prep here with this coach,
It's harder to improve.
it's hard to improve, and you might find yourself as an athlete not improving.
Right.
Now, if you're legitimately running into issues where, you're not communicating well with your coach, or, there's valid reasons to move on and find a different one, okay. But
really think it over.
Really
because,
think it over
that
and make
instability
sure.
is hard.
Yeah, it's don't just watch people in the sport and think that like you got to keep going to what coach they're going to, that it's going to make you all of a sudden this certain athlete. You need to really look within you as an athlete and
and put in that time. I feel like with my past coaches, it was literally years with them. So even though I have moved through coaches, it was years with them. So in multiple shows and learning experiences and off seasons, and it's a lot. So it's like, even when you do decide to move on, like usually it's because you've outgrown or something has changed. But putting in the time to let them have the opportunity and
let yourself
learn
have
you.
the opportunity to work with someone and see your own potential without.
there's also such thing as, I think, taking too much time.
There is too. Yeah. So there's a balance. So
There's a balance.
There
You do have
is.
to pay attention to the balance, but it's hard. It is hard to, especially if you formed a really good relationship with your coach, and like you just, it's hard to sometimes make that decision. It's always hard to say bye, like to move on to another opportunity, even if like you're leaving a job or so, but you just got to really think about what's best for you, and are you making the best decision for you, and are you doing the best thing? If you are leaving a coach, give them feedback, let them know, like, do it gracefully as you can. And
leave on good
it doesn't
terms.
have to be, leave on good terms.
It's a small industry.
Yeah, be
Yes.
professional and
Yes.
tactful about
Yes.
it.
I know that I've left coaches amicably, and it feels so good when something good happens for you as an athlete. Like when I got fourth at Hawaii Pro, it was my pro debut. One of my past coaches texted me and said, "Hey, I saw that. You looked really, really good," and it felt so good just to know that there was still
Support.
Yeah, there was still support regardless of whether or not we were still coach and athlete. So I think that it's really valuable. And but it moves into interviewing.
Yeah.
And interviewing a new coach. Like, what do you look for now that you've decided this is not for you? Like, how do you kind of transition? Or if you're new, how do you, now that you've kind of narrowed it down,
You've done some research and you're like, I have these top 4.
I would
5, 3.
I would definitely have a good, like, I think 3 is like a solid, like a good number. If you've got 3 coaches, I think that's a good number to reach out to them, or more. If you have more, great. I mean, if you've got 4 or 5, but email them. Usually they have got a website, or you're usually finding them on social media, but they'll either have like a website or an email, or it says to DM them or whatever. Just reach out to them and let them know you're interested in talking to them for coaching, and I would ask for a phone call, a video call. So I personally like a video call. I like to look and not only talk to you, but be able to see who I'm talking to, and just like read their facial expressions, and like, so, and set up a video consultation or a phone call. I think if someone is like, no, and they just want to talk through email or DM, that's weird.
Yeah, or like
Sorry,
they're not going to they're not giving you enough time from the start.
Yeah. Yeah.
right
I think they
there.
sort
It's
of
like
set-
that
yeah.
would be kind of like a little red flag for me.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
they don't have time to call me. Like what happens if I need them in prep? Like
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
fair. That's absolutely fair. No, I think that's fair.
that would be my first thought with
Mhm.
that. And another thing like with scheduling an interview,
Mhm.
definitely schedule a phone at a minimum, and
Mhm.
then possibly video if possible, because that's nice.
Yeah.
There you can also interview past clients too,
Mhm.
or current clients, past and current. Maybe have like and with all of those interactions, so with the coach, with past or current clients, having like almost like a little list of questions.
So what I did is I actually reached out to past and current clients first before my calls.
During your research phase.
During my research phase, so it helped me compile questions I had for that coach to see if it matched.
Do you guys think that choosing athletes that are at similar levels, or like you
Yes.
said, one above,
Yeah.
right,
So
as opposed to like messaging their top person
yes.
Yeah.
or something like that?
Yeah.
Or top people.
I reached out to people that were pros and at my level,
Yeah.
my level and one above.
Mhm,
Yeah,
mhm.
just to get feedback
An
on
idea.
how
What'd
they
you ask
handle
them? What were things that you kind of your go-tos?
the clients.
Mhm.
Well, I asked about like communication. So how does the check-in process go? How does the coach communicate with them? How often? When they have questions, a lot of communication. And then how, if they didn't mind sharing with me, how do they do, prescribe like macros and cardio, and do they write their training, and what does that tend to look like? And I mean, I asked like detail, like what do their plans kind of look like? What does it look like if they, what does prep look like? What does show weekend look like? How attentive are they? What is the check-in process, like a month out, a week out? Because that's really usually when you're working really close with your coach,
Yeah.
closer to a show. So, I basically just asked, what it like looks like, and then I took that information and I asked basically those same exact questions to the coach to make sure that they aligned.
Right.
And that what the client was telling me is what the coach was telling me. And if there were differences, then I would, I just kind of followed up on that to be like, to try to find out why there was a difference, or because I'm trying. Now, I worked in recruiting and I did interviewing, so that's a natural like skill set of mine.
Yeah.
But like, I'm listening for like, are they giving me the same information? And then are they like, I don't want a salesman.
Yeah.
Like that is something. And so if you're very like super salesy with me, I can kind of call it out, and I can, I can see it, hear it. And so that's something I look for. I do not want a salesman. I just want someone who is super confident and proud of them as a coach and their like coaching ability and like what they do, and doesn't have to sell me. They just can just tell me what they do. And I also I asked the clients that I reached out to, I asked them for like negative things as well. What don't you like? What is something that you don't like about this coach?
Right.
Like a pros and
Like,
cons.
what would you
Yeah.
change?
Yes. And they gave me honest feedback. Like, and nothing too crazy, but just like if you had to pick something, they were like, this is what this.
Yeah.
And and then they would say like, but I did talk to them about it and we've changed it from here. We fixed it from here or whatever. So I asked detailed stuff. I didn't just ask like, what do you think about your coach? Like I actually kind of interviewed the client. Like, you know.
I know when I was looking, before I started looking, I came up with a list of 3 to 5 things that were non-negotiables for me, just in terms of things that were important to me that I wasn't going to be very flexible about, based on past experiences, based on who I am, based on my current life situation. So that was really important to me because it kind of helped me stay grounded in what I was looking for, because sometimes you get a lot of information and it's hard to get I think it's easy to get distracted maybe by one person's opinion and but to kind of come back to your core of like 3 to 5 things that are really important to you. That really helped me decipher what I wanted. So one thing that's really important to me is just direct communication. I am not a very floofy type person. And so I just want to be kind of told exactly what to do. I also speak very directly, and so I also didn't want, for my communication to be taken any certain way, or so I just really wanted to be very plain and simple because prep has so much going on. I did not want to have to.
Like, I don't have the brain energy to decipher your messages.
I don't have
Yeah.
the brain energy for the emoticons. No.
I'm an emoji user.
The emojis, yeah.
And like everyone has such a different like maybe style of communication than they want. Like some people, like if you are starting out, like they might, be looking for someone who's like gonna be more educational and full of like over explanation almost.
Yeah.
Where
Yeah.
it's like you don't really need that. You just need to be told what to do.
Yeah.
Like what's what.
Yeah, exactly. Or if I ask why is it this way, then it's because we're doing this. I'm like, oh, okay. But yeah, when I was just starting out, I definitely needed to be coddled more. I definitely wanted to be told, "Good job," and this looks good.
The
and
cheerleader too.
I needed a little bit more of a cheerleader at the beginning, and that was important to me then. It's not as important to me now. But actually, it was funny. There was one check-in where Shane just replied about something he wanted to change about my the macros or something, and then I said, "Okay, but how did we think my photo and video looked? Sorry, I can't. Please circle back. I need a comment."
But wait, did I look good?
Yeah. So I don't think I've fully moved on off the coddling phase, but it's a little bit less than it was. But no, but
But at least you directly ask for like
yeah,
at
that was
this
very
week I
direct.
need this.
Yeah, I was like, I need to move on with my day, so please tell me. But yeah, so no, it's yeah, just checking in with yourself and who you are at that point and what you need at that point in your life.
Yeah.
So.
And one thing, I don't think I directly asked for it, but I'm sitting here thinking of things that like happened during my phone interviews over the past years. And one thing that I appreciated a coach doing is they would pull up my stage shots and and give me like their feedback and what they would see for me, like what type of plan they would see for me, like what they think they could do with me, basically.
To see if it kind of aligned with what your goals and
to see
absolutely.
like if it
I
aligned
did
with my
that
goals or what I was
same
gonna
thing.
do.
Yeah. Because I reached out. All the coaches I reached out to had seen me compete in person at national shows or bigger pro-am shows, and so they all knew me. They all had seen me or followed me online and they knew who I was. So I asked them. I'm like, so for me as if I was one of your athletes, what do you want to do? How would you want to improve me? What does that look like? What would we focus on? And they had them give me feedback on that.
Yeah, that was really enlightening. I felt.
Yeah.
And
I never thought to do that until but because I was reaching out to a coach to try to get me to that next level. It's about getting to that next level. And so, and they were all coaches that have experience and are good at getting their athletes to the next level. So they have experience doing that. So I'm like, okay, apply your experience to me. What would you do?
Yeah. That was really helpful for me because if I felt like it aligned with how I wanted to move forward too, but also keeping in mind in the background like that they weren't selling me on their coaching.
Yes.
They were truly giving me feedback. And so it's like I almost appreciated the hard comments too.
Yes.
Like being told you're going to have to climb. You're going to have to work for this. Like hearing that honesty from them was something I wanted. And so it's like paying attention to that type of talk already, like having them or give you honest feedback from the start when you haven't even paid them yet is kind of a big deal to me.
Yeah, that's true because some of the feedback I got from the coaches I talked to, they gave me like direct, real feedback. And I was like, I'm not even your athlete. And you've like thought through this and and on the spot, like, well, in this phone interview, you like already had things like you're already paying attention in a way, like had things in your mind that you would tell me to improve on. So if I am your actual paying athlete, then this is the detail. Like, what other kind of detail are you going to put in? Because you're already putting in this detail, and I'm not even your athlete. And so I liked that. Like, it tells me that these coaches are like they take their job seriously and. At that, when we're trying to progress, like you want a detailed coach and they focus on the details. And so, Yeah, I'm trying to think of other interviewee things.
One I always found like awkward to talk about, but it is important is the how much it costs.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Because not all coaches just like post prices because they'll have different pricing structures based on legacy athletes who've been with them for years, or like athletes who are maybe a pro will have a different pricing than an amateur, or like maybe they have like a different levels of packages that like include
Tiers,
training or
yeah.
don't include training. Like, what does their package include? Does it include everything, or is it just nutrition and peaking? So those are like, you kind of have to have to like ask.
Yeah. It's part of it. And especially asking too, if they allow you to pay monthly, 3 months, if they expect the entire year, that's a big deal. Because some of them, because that'll change your mind quick.
A lot of times, and depending on like who you're talking to, but I know like most of the coaches I talk to, they had like a formal like thing set up. Like they're like, yep, we'll send you an email. You'll look over all the pricing options. Let us know what's best for you.
Yeah.
Like it was very just like formal and like and so, which is like, and I don't know, to me, like it's just, that's perfect. It's formal. Like there's
and then
no,
you don't have to like talk about it over, because
yeah,
really likes talking
it's
about
very
money.
just like, nope, you'll get the
Yeah.
information. You review it on your own terms, make your decision. Let me know if you have any questions. And it's like, perfect. Okay.
Yeah.
Like,
no, absolutely.
Yeah. But it's just something to consider is your budget too. So maybe even during your research phase, you could maybe even discuss, if you felt comfortable with someone that you reached out to, like the price range. Maybe someone wouldn't want to share how much they spent, but also like just having a range. 'Cause it's not, I mean, it's not uncommon. I think most people are very similar anyway.
And then something is like when you're asking like your friends or other clients or other people, and some people will ask like, well, what do you pay? And stuff like that. So a lot of times, some of those athletes, like they signed up when their prices were lower.
Yeah.
So don't take that personal. Don't like think that the coach is like going, yeah, this person's this much and this person's that much, and like coaches increase their prices, and they don't usually make, sometimes their past clients, they keep them. It's like grandfathered in.
Yeah, that's what I meant by legacy.
Oh yeah,
as in like they're grandfathered into previous pricing packages that don't exist anymore.
Yeah.
Might have been with the coach years, and they have their own little thing worked out. And it's a business, so there's inflation. There's things that go up. Prices go up. Like, you just gotta accept that and don't worry about what other people are paying. You're paying now's rates. They're not trying to gyp anybody.
Yeah.
They're running a business.
And sometimes also as a coach, they also evolve, and they take on certain specific athletes as they evolve, and they sometimes will have coaches underneath them that take on newer athletes. So I also would not take that as an insult if like the kingpin is not taking you as an athlete because you're just starting out, right? And he has I don't know, a bunch of Olympians and things like that. So it's also okay to start with someone that's newer and maybe not, the face of the team.
Yeah, exactly.
And honestly, it's a good thing when coaches do that. It means that they're limiting their bandwidth so that they can be a quality coach and not just take on more clients than they can handle. They're literally doing it so they can be more quality.
Yeah, exactly. That's perfect. Yeah, exactly. Another thing, when I was interviewing coaches that I took like past experiences from past coaches and like scenario-based interview questions.
Yep, I did that too.
And so like so one very important thing to me, because is a coach that is open-minded, open to learning, doesn't have an ego. And I mean, you can have a little bit of an ego. There's confidence, right? Like
confidence is different than
confidence
ego.
is different than an ego. I mean, but so that was important to me. So like one thing I asked the coaches were like, tell me about a time that you received judges' feedback you didn't necessarily agree with, and how did you handle it how did you handle it as the coach, and how did you communicate it with your client? And I had them walk me through examples and to make sure that I felt good that coach could like receive, because the judges are the ones that give us our placings. They're the ones that give us the pro cards, give you guys the O qualification. Like they what they say goes. I mean, the coach is not the judge. Like they're there to listen to that feedback and then bring us athletes in at that judge's feedback. And so you know, we can all sit here and say like, well, I don't agree because I think you look great. And it's like, it doesn't matter.
Yep.
It doesn't
No,
matter
at the end
what
of the
we
day.
think. Like, it doesn't matter what the
Yeah.
coach thinks. Like, it matters what the judges think. And so, yeah, I ask
Yeah.
questions like that. Like, you
being
know,
able
not,
to take it with grace and
Yes.
humbly, and whether you agree with it or not, nobody cares.
yeah, yeah, nobody cares.
And there's interpretation.
Yeah, nobody cares.
What
What are
does
you gonna
full
do
mean?
with it? Yeah.
Yeah,
Solution oriented, and it's the positive mindset too, because that might have been the feedback, but like, what are we doing with that? That's the solution. Instead of sitting in the hole of, oh, I can't believe, and you looked way better than so and so.
Because I did. I had a coach. One of the coaches I interviewed, I had one that, you know, said that he didn't agree with it, and that he told the client that he didn't really agree with it, but they're just gonna have to like just keep trying and bring what the judges want. And that was it. Like, he stopped there. Where I've had other coaches that gave me like examples and then what they learned from it, and how that coaches went on and explained how they applied that situation to other client situations, future shows, and I was like, oh, you really took that as like, you know. And so it just showed me what kind of coach these people were. When
they're coachable almost,
yes,
in a
they're
way.
coachable.
Like, the coach is coachable.
Yes, yes. They're not just stuck in their ways.
Yeah.
They're constantly looking to how to improve.
Yeah.
Like, I asked questions that were like that, because that was super important to me. And so it wasn't just about like, what are your processes? What is your check-in process? What is your pricing? What you know, it was like, who are you as a person, kind of like.
I also took scenarios, but I took past scenarios from past preps that I had a very difficult time either getting past or being in and whatnot, and asked how they would approach that situation if it happened. So I took my own experiences to see whether or not, like, my new mindset, having learned from that incident, aligned with their mindset, because I wanted someone that was aligned with who I am now. So that was one way that I kind of separated as well. And then also, like, as a newer person, just trying to decide for yourself whether or not you want an online coach fully or a local coach. That's also a big, I know for me, when I was starting, that was a big deciding factor, and I did go local at the beginning.
I think a lot of people start out local-ish, a lot.
Local-ish.
Maybe not nowadays, though, because nowadays
less
social media is so big. Like,
even my first coach was local. Like, she even went to the same gym as me, but we literally did 100% of everything online. Like, I might as well have lived on the other side of the country from her. Like, we only said hi in the gym occasionally, but we never did anything in person. Like, I think until like peak week. Like,
I don't think it's as big of a deal as people think of, like, when you're starting, of having the person there. But I mean, it is something to consider.
Yeah, that's where, like, if you feel like you need someone there, sometimes, like, maybe it's for training, and then you could maybe look into a personal trainer or something that can even execute your coach's plan.
Not all competition coaches, especially nowadays, they're online competition coaches. They just do competition coaching, and they don't do in-person training. And so so it's very normal to have a like online based competition coach, to not see this person every week, to do it, not to do in-person check-ins. That's very, very, very common. That's kind of the standard, like almost really nowadays.
And even your local coach will most likely still make you check in via email or an app or something and take your photos from afar anyway. They may do some in-person check-ins and stuff, but they'll probably still make you have you do weekly or bi-weekly, depending on their frequency, check-ins regardless. So it's like, might as well like expand your research. I mean, it's something to take into consideration, but I would say just be open to it, because that's kind of the norm.
And then when you get down to selecting someone,
so now you've researched, you have all of your information from your interview. Now how do you pick?
I would share it with someone, possibly share it with someone that's close to you, a mom, sibling, parent, sibling,
Partner.
spouse, partner, best friend, maybe best gym friend, I don't know. Just what you're thinking, and think it out loud, so that they might be able to poke holes in your thinking, maybe play devil's advocate, the things that you haven't thought of, or ways that you haven't thought of, perspectives. that's kind of one good way. Sleep on it for sure.
Sleep on it.
Sleep on it for sure.
Yeah.
It's a big
One or
decision.
2 nights. It's a very big decision. There's a lot of factors. So, yeah, I think I don't know. I think that
Yeah, I think just making, looking at cost. So what are you willing? What are you
Do they
willing to
fit
pay?
in your budget?
Yeah, do they
Can
fit
you
your
afford
budget?
them? Because there's no point in sacrificing too much money if you can't afford it. Like, it's
Yeah.
not worth it because you're gonna have so many other expenses that come up, and you still have a life to live.
it puts a negative damper on it
Yeah.
overall.
And
Yeah.
then,
Very
I would
stressing.
say, look at their, like, when you ask them about their, like, their processes, their check-in process, like, is it something you're willing to do? Do they have a questionnaire that's 500 questions long and you're like, I'm not doing that every week. I don't know. Or
Yeah.
do they, like, not ask you anything and they just want a picture and you're like, that doesn't seem very detailed. Like, pick what sits well with you.
Go with your
And
gut.
yeah,
I
follow
was
your
gonna
gut.
say
Go
that.
with your
I feel
gut.
like
I
there's
think-
always a feeling when you talk to
Yes,
someone and
there's a
meet someone.
feeling.
You're like, you either like click and connected with
Yeah.
that person or you didn't.
Yeah.
I know I felt excited. Like I was like, let's go
Yeah.
in an
You're
hour.
re-
Let's go tomorrow. Send me my plan.
You're like, but I'll sleep and then
Yeah.
I'll tell you that tomorrow.
Yeah, so I think excitement is a good one. Do they feel almost like inspired in a way?
Yeah.
Like, do they make you feel like you're like ready to go?
that you're excited to go on this, like, journey.
Yeah, with them. Yeah.
I think another thing is, like, you said, do you click with them? Decide what kind of relationship you want with your coach. Like, do you want this, like, super transactional, like, business, like, in and out, boxes checked, done and done, like, or do you want more of a personable relationship with your coach? Do you, like, because some coaches are very personable, some are very black and white, some are like, I'm just here to do my job and make you win. I don't know. It's what do you want? Do you want, like, I can make you win, and there's this, or there's some that are very focused on, like, your lifestyle and, like, you as a person,
whole,
not just, like, you as an athlete, but they're like, I want to make sure you're succeeding as well in your family life, in your professional life, but also on stage. There's so picking, the one that feels right based on you as a person.
Yeah.
Can I ask you guys how you selected? So how you selected Cash, how you selected Paul,
Yeah.
how you selected Shane? Like, what's the key factor? It doesn't
Yeah, it's a good question.
Like a good summary of things
what
that
was,
stood
like,
out.
maybe, what was stood out?
For me, I asked a hard question because Shane's pricing was a little bit lower than some of the other competition coaches at that level. And so, being direct, I was like, so why is your pricing so low in comparison? Because I'm like, he has to know. Like, he has to know. I just did a little bit of research and I found out, so he has to know. But anyway, his answer really, really struck a chord with me. So he said that he thought it was really important that, because he knew that competing was expensive and there was a lot of different factors, and he really wanted for his athletes to get to show day having covered all those costs, with his not being this huge chunk of it, because he wanted it to be, I guess,
Doable? Like,
huh?
doable? Like,
Yeah, exactly. Very doable, and very, and for us to make it to the stage, because I think he said something like, well, what's the point if I'm coaching you and you can't pay for your show at the end of the day? So, like, why are we doing this? And I don't know. I thought that was completely fair, and I was happy that he answered, because it was a weird question for sure. So just the way that he looked at competing as a whole, as opposed to just his part in it, I think was a big deal for me. Because he was looking at it from the athlete's perspective, and it is expensive, and so just being able to be just his focus on making sure that you are the best athlete that you can be was really important to me. He's also very direct. I'm very direct, so that worked. And then his feedback for me as an athlete, I, for whatever reason, just always feel like I'm in this bubble and nobody can see me. And so just him even saying, I've seen you at this show and at this show, and like showing my stage photos, sending me stuff, and how detailed he was in where he thought I could like my potential as an athlete really inspired me as well, because when someone else sees potential in you that you didn't necessarily see at the time, it's inspiring and it makes you want to work harder, and it made me really want to work with him. And so now we're working towards the goals.
Yay.
But what about you guys?
Yeah, I think with my selection after I interviewed a couple coaches was I did pick Cash due to just kind of the cumulative of checking the most boxes of what I was looking for. Um, and I really enjoyed my conversation with him. And, it's like when it's like I felt like he had given me like the time that I needed to go over all the details that I needed. So it wasn't like a quick call. I didn't feel rushed. I felt very like it was a fully conversational experience on the phone where we just like talked through everything that I wanted and what he did, and I just felt like the alignment was right, and was kind of one of those like go with my gut things. Like I just like I had been doing research for a little bit and a while, so it was kind of something that I'd already pre-thought, and my list was very short, and so it just made sense to me, and I was ready, so it was like it just felt right. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it.
Yeah, I picked Paul. I interviewed probably a handful of pretty well-known coaches, and I to me, I mean a few things. Well, number one, I have followed Paul since like I first started competing. So like I've paid attention to his Instagram, his YouTube. Like I really feel like I had a sense of who he is as like a coach and a person, just based on like all the podcasts I've listened to of him and everything. And then he and I have met multiple times in person, and he has like came up to me at shows and introduced himself, and so like we've talked online here and there ish or at shows. So like
built rapport.
Yeah, there's a little bit of rapport and over the years. And so he knew who I was as an athlete. I liked what he had to say about his feedback for me, which means he had paid attention to me on stage, even though I wasn't his athlete. And he had all the same kind of feedback that like judges have given me. Like, so he knows what he's looking for and what judges are looking for and what I need to progress. Paul is really good. He has a very solid like team environment, and I've constantly heard from a lot of people that I've talked to that like a lot of the girls get along, maybe, and like a lot of the team gets along, and like and it's just like a fun time, like
positive atmosphere.
Positive atmosphere, team atmosphere. That's really important to me. And I just think because I've like followed him and his content for so long, I noticed like a lot of the times I was referencing a lot of like his knowledge to my current coach at the time. And so I'm like, well, why not just work with the person that I'm like going to for all this information. And so and then he has a lot of experience. I'm a national level athlete, and he's got a lot of experience getting national girls to the pro card, the pro level, or moving them up at the national level. And that's where I'm at and what I need. And so it was to move up at the national level and try to get into that pro card. And so he has a lot of experience doing that. And then personality wise, I just thought it was a good fit. It was just easy to talk to him on the phone. It's very easy to talk to him. So those are my reasons. Like it just clicked, and I just felt good, and I felt excited. And actually, a really big one is I just feel like I trust, and if I do have any kind of question, I'm not afraid to ask the question because I've had questions about things that we've done that I'm like, well, and then but he is very confident in his answer and walks me through it. And so I feel it like assured and just like, okay, that's what we're doing. And but like there's never an issue with giving me the why or partnering and changing the direction, because we have done that a few times. And so I don't know. Yeah.
That's a good one, actually, because we talk about that a lot, is that I also like athlete coach partner
Partnership.
partnership, because we're both working towards the same thing, and if one of us is falling off, we're never going to get there.
Yeah, there's
Right?
been and there's been like we have to give feedback as an athlete,
Mhm.
and but even in my interview, because like I didn't know this at the time when I was interviewing him, but even in my interview talking to him, he gave me examples of that. Like he gave me examples of like he specifically would say things like, "It's not just my way or the highway. I'm not that
Yeah.
kind of coach." He's like, "I need your feedback as a client. Do I have your buy-in on whatever it is we're doing, and
Yes.
then we move forward. If I don't have your buy-in, then we've got to work together to get your buy-in."
Right.
And so I was like, "Oh." Like,
I like
okay,
that.
yeah. So, like, you're
Yeah.
going to listen to me and
Right.
take my concerns or ideas. Because I've definitely had ideas. And he's like, okay. But then it's been good have been like, this is your idea and we're agreeing on this. And if it doesn't work out, then,
Like,
you know, it's.
yeah.
So,
We'll
I don't
touch
know.
base and change. Yeah.
Yeah. It just
Yeah.
overall really good. It just clicked.
That's awesome.
But that's why I picked him.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
That's
Yeah.
it. The end.
Yeah.
Done. Yeah. So.
Yeah.
I think that kind of like wraps up like research, interviewing, selecting the coach.
Yeah.
I mean, really quickly, are there any like red flags that you would not hire? Some quick red flags of hiring a coach.
If they don't require you to get blood work done and health is a main priority.
Yeah.
Like
That's a big one.
health and longevity should be a focus regardless of your long term. That should be the long term goals out of all of it, hands down over competing.
Mhm.
If the check-in process seems any amount of inappropriate.
Yep.
Naked check-ins.
No naked.
Yeah, no, yeah, or even less detailed. Like if it's just send me your weight, just send me a photo without
Weight and photo,
anything. Yeah,
no other information.
Yeah.
Because
that's just,
Biofeedback is important.
yeah, there's things like
Yes.
sleep and digestion and what food you're eating and what you do for work. They need to know about
Mhm.
you as a person and like.
yeah. I have a beige flag where it was kind of like It was more
It's
like
like yellow.
it was
A
like
beige
a yellow, like a, yeah.
I've
it was
never
like
heard that ever.
No, that's a thing.
Funny.
But no, it was like coaches that didn't ask me any questions back throughout
No
the
follow-up.
entire
Ooh,
interview. Like
yeah,
just didn't
and
ask
they're not
me
interested
anything.
in-
And they were like, "Okay, you're done." Like I was just going, and they didn't like inquire back. And so that was kind of I didn't love that. Not that
That's
I
a good
like
one.
crossed someone off the list for it, but it was something that I was like, meh.
Yeah.
You go
Like
in
they
the
don't want
yellow
to know
zone.
anything about working with me as an athlete.
Yeah, you don't want to know like anything about me at
Yeah.
all. Like
Yeah, true.
you know.
That's
Yeah.
a big one.
Other
So yeah.
red flags. Someone
Um,
with a giant ego. If
yeah.
they just
My way or the highway.
my way or the
type person.
highway, and if they talk bad about other coaches and
Yes.
judges and
Yes.
promoters and the
Yes.
like like just no,
No
nope,
drama.
nope.
No, I'm
Just
not,
if
no.
they seem dramatic,
Yeah.
like just no. We want
No.
good people, good vibes, good
Yes.
coaches, like a
energy.
positive energy
Yeah.
leads
There's
to
enough
positive
of the
outcomes.
negativity out there for sure.
So I think with picking a coach, there's going to be like factors of like what level, what are your goals, what are you looking for, what is your communication style. So maybe like before you start it all, make a list of what you need yourself, evaluate yourself first and then evaluate the coaches from there.
Yeah.
Don't just get excited and pick anything at random.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
But the more you know about what you need as an athlete and what you want out of being an athlete, the better you're going to be able to find those things in a coach.
Yeah. And communicate it with them so you guys start off on a really, really good note, right? And everything is concise and it's clear. Concise and clear.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right.
Right?
I think that wraps up how to hire a
Yes.
competition coach.
How to hire a prep coach.
Hopefully this helps
Yes.
in your hiring process or interview process.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
You get
and,
started on your journey.
let us know if there's any questions that you would ask a prep coach.
Yeah. Do we miss any?
Yeah.
Or red flags that we missed?
yeah.
Yeah.
Let
I'd
us
love to
know.
know that.
Yeah, what are some red
I
flags?
would love to know that.
Green flags too.
Yeah. Green
what are the
flags
good
too.
things?
Steph's beige flags or
Yeah.
something.
Purple flags, because red and green is purple, right?
yeah. Or
I think it's
is it
red and
yellow like a
blue.
stoplight? Red, green, yellow.
think red and-
Like,
Okay.
Yeah, red and blue is purple.
that's where beige comes in.
Yeah, I know, sorry.
But yay!
I know, someone comment and support me that you've heard about beige flags.
I've never heard of it.
So we're wrapping up episode 13 with a green flag, not a beige flag.
Yeah. See you guys next week.
Thank you.
See ya. Bye.